Fries kept in a cellar, aged oil, and perfect symmetry? If you've ever wondered why French fries at restaurants always taste better than homemade fries, this is your chance to find out. One of the secrets to how fast food restaurants make their French fries crispy is that they double fry them. The result is a French fry that's soft inside and crispy outside. The reason has its basis in science. Food scientist Dr. Ariel Johnson and celebrity chef Jet Tila demonstrated the process in a popular science video. They start out by soaking the fries in cold water to remove excess starch and then pat them dry. Johnson said about starch granules,
"They're very hard and they're not very tasty."
But when you heat the potato through frying the first time, the starch granules inside start to let water in and soften through the, quote, starch gelatinization process. You only need to fry the potatoes the first time for about 5 minutes. The first round of frying yields limp, greasy fries, but that's exactly what you want to ensure the final fry is soft inside. After your first round of frying, excess grease is removed from the surfaces, and some cooks choose to freeze the fries before the second round of frying. If restaurants like McDonald's don't appear to double fry their fries, it's because they're using frozen fries that have already undergone an initial flash fry before freezing. Johnson says that during the second round of high-temperature frying, the remaining water fries away, leaving behind a fry that's crisp outside and soft inside. To accomplish a soft yet crispy fry, temperature matters. When restaurants double fry their sliced potato strips, their first round of frying is at a lower temperature than their second round of frying. During the first round of frying, the goal isn't to brown the French fry. It's to soften up the inside of the potato to make it pillowy and creamy. However, the second round of frying is all about developing a crisp, golden browned outside. In the popular science video, Ariel Johnson, food scientist, says that during the second fry, the key to a beautifully browned surface is to activate the Maillard reaction, as she explains it as the reaction between naturally occurring sugars and amino acids in ingredients brought to a high temperature. According to food chemist Harold McGee, the first stage of frying should be for 8 to 10 minutes in oil that is 250 to 325 degrees Fahrenheit. The second stage should be in hotter oil around 350 to 375 degrees Fahrenheit for about 3 to 4 minutes. When you decide to make French fries at home, you shouldn't just grab whatever potatoes you have in the pantry, because not all potatoes fry up the same. Restaurants know that the best type of potato for French fries is starchy rather than waxy. If you don't pay attention to the type of potato you use to make your fries, you'll end up with fries that don't taste as good as the ones you get in a restaurant. Starchy potatoes are high in starch and low in moisture. When starchy potatoes heat up, the starch inside separates to make fluffier French fries. The most iconic starchy potatoes are russet potatoes, and they're perfect for French fries. Masterclass says you'll want to avoid using waxy potatoes for French fries because they have a lot of moisture with a lot of starch. It's best to save your waxy potatoes for dishes that need the potatoes to be able to hold their shape, like potato salads or soups. Waxy varieties include yellow potatoes, red potatoes, and fingerling potatoes. Restaurants know that cellar-aged potatoes are best for making French fries. You'll want to store potatoes for your French fry making at about 55 degrees Fahrenheit in a dark place in covered containers to duplicate the way growers store them. The ideal storage location should have about 95% humidity as well. Cellar aging causes the potatoes to go dormant so they don't sprout while you store them. Cellar aging in the dark also prevents an increase in toxic solanine on the surface of the potatoes, according to Michigan State University. If you peel a potato and find green flesh beneath it, that means the potato has been exposed to too much sunlight. When you eat enough spuds that are green beneath the skin, you run the risk of developing solanine poisoning symptoms such as vomiting, diarrhea, or headaches. In worse cases, the toxins can cause paralysis, comas, and even death. Better to just avoid those green ones.
Reckon what you like to eat in there?
Well, the French fries are pretty good.
Restaurants use neutral, high smoke point oils to fry their French fries. The smoke point is the temperature at which oil begins to break down and smoke. Once oil reaches the temperature at which it smokes, it gives off a burned flavor and releases harmful polar compounds that have been linked to various health issues. So not only does using a high smoke point oil keep your French fries tasting their best at high temperatures necessary for crisping your fries, but it also keeps you healthier. According to Michelin, cooking oils with the highest smoke points include avocado oil, refined vegetable oil, safflower oil, sunflower oil, peanut oil, canola oil, and grapeseed oil. However, you will want to avoid refined vegetable oils for frying because they have already been exposed to heat and break down easier. While some restaurants like McDonald's once fried their fries in lard, the practice largely changed in the 1990s as people started to worry about high levels of cholesterol and saturated fats in their foods. While French fries have a starchy carb flavor that is pretty amazing on its own, restaurants add seasonings that elevate the flavor. The most basic seasoning to add to fries after cooking is salt. When chef Sami Nosrat, author of Salt, Fat, Acid, Heat, talked with NPR, she said that salt brings the aromatic qualities of vegetables to the top, which can make fries taste more like themselves. So the first step to seasoning French fries in a way that makes them taste as good as restaurant French fries is to add salt. However, there are plenty of other flavors that go well with potatoes, such as onions. Think onion powder, garlic, curry powder, parsley, pepper, rosemary, and thyme. The king of amazing restaurant fries, Five Guys, uses salt and a proprietary seasoning on its Cajun-style fries. Meanwhile, food celebrity Rachel Ray jazzes up her French fries with salt, coriander, and cumin. She says that these spices are best friends, and they like to go everywhere together. You can season your fries to fit your mood or to fit the flavor profile of the other foods you're eating with your fries. Just don't forget the salt. Many restaurants like McDonald's start with frozen or dried fries that have already undergone an initial flash fry phase. Because the fries are partially pre-cooked, you end up with a French fry that is soft and fluffy on the inside and crisp on the outside. Another advantage to frozen fries is that restaurants often coat them with ingredients like potato starch or cornstarch before freezing to enhance their texture and crunch. While you can pre-fry your fries yourself and freeze them, there are plenty of partially cooked popular frozen French fry brands that can make your French fry frying endeavors a little easier. Ore-Ida and Whole Foods 365 are among the top favorites. One mistake you want to avoid making with your frozen French fries is allowing them to thaw before cooking. While fries may cook faster when they're thawed, keeping them frozen will keep the surface of the potato sealed so that it results in a crispier French fry, according to the Idaho Potato Commission. There are a variety of French fry cuts, ranging from standard fries and waffle fries to curly fries and crinkle cut fries. If you think about the last fries you got from a restaurant, their shape was likely mostly the same. U.S. Grade A frozen French fries must meet specific quality standards, including being practically uniform in size and symmetry. If they're only, quote, reasonably uniform, they're considered to be U.S. Grade B, according to the U.S. Department of Agriculture. A big reason you should use fries that are similar in size and shape is that you want them to all finish cooking at the same time. It's entirely possible to cut your French fries by hand. However, you'll get more uniform results with a dedicated French fry cutter. If you make French fried potatoes often, a cutter can save you time and help you create more uniform cuts. Air-fried and baked French fries are certainly healthier since they don't require as much oil as deep-fried potatoes. However, don't fool yourself. Air-fried and baked French fries never taste as good as potatoes fried in hot oil. So if you make it a point to always eat, quote, healthy fries at home, you're not getting the full flavor experience at home as you do from deep-fried potatoes from restaurants. While you might sprinkle a little bit of oil on your air-fried or baked fries, you're not fully submerging them and covering them with oil on all sides as you do in a deeper fry. Author Sami Nosrat told NPR that fat is mostly about texture. However, she also says that each type of fat has its own flavor that it imparts to foods like French fries.
You know what they put on French fries in Holland instead of ketchup? What? Mayonnaise. I seen them do it, man.
Fried foods are popular because they're comfort foods, and deep-fried restaurant French fries have the power of nostalgia behind them, according to the Wall Street Journal. Cooking oil has a variety of stages ranging from too fresh to deteriorating and ready to toss. If you make fries in oil that's too new, your fries will be pale and possibly limp. We know nobody wants fries made in old, rancid oil either. However, when you fry potatoes in oil at its peak quality, you'll end up with beautifully golden and perfectly crisp fries. Cooks Illustrated found that mixing a little used oil with fresh oil provides you with food that is more crisp and golden than using fresh oil alone. Cook's Illustrated also says that when you heat oil, it breaks down into slippery, soap-like compounds that can penetrate the water barrier. When oil starts to break down like this, the oil is better able to reach the surface of the food to brown and crisp it. And when Cook's Illustrated experimented with oil quality, it found that you can fry potatoes far more times in the same oil than battered foods like fried chicken. It stopped testing after the 8th round because the oil remained clear. However, there is a limit to how long you should continue to use oil. A 2013 study determined that oil has a frying life of about 6 hours before it starts deteriorating to become unhealthy and affects fried food quality. So if you save your oil to reuse for more fries, you'll want to keep track of how much total time you've used the oil. If you think that restaurant French fries are nothing but potatoes, you'd be wrong in most cases. The truth is that restaurants often coat their French fries in other ingredients before freezing and shipping. A quick look at the ingredient list for fries from Wendy's reveals that besides potatoes and cooking oil, the fries are coated with 4 types of food starch: rice flour, salt, leavening, dextrose, xanthan gum, and a chemical to help them retain color. McDonald's coats its fries with a natural beef flavor derived from wheat and milk, dextrose, and a chemical to help prevent the potatoes from graying or browning when exposed to air. The starch helps make the fries crispier, according to Sporked. Meanwhile, since dextrose is a type of sugar, it helps with the browning process when the fries reach high temperatures. If you want to make fries at home that taste like restaurant fries, you can't just throw a handful of potatoes into your fryer. Instead, you'll want to add crisping and flavoring components. For example, if you want to make a copycat McDonald's fries, you would start out brining frozen shoestring fries in a slurry of ingredients. Then, you would freeze the fries for about 5 minutes before deep frying. The results are more similar to restaurant fries than frying plain-cut potatoes alone.